Hey guys, welcome to the channel where we uncover 10 most terrifying, bone-chilling, and downright creepy places in the United States. From haunted hotels to ghost towns that time forgot, we explore the dark stories and eerie legends behind each location. If you love the thrill of the unexplained, you're in the right place. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss a journey into the strange and spooky. Number 1. The Winchester Mystery House. In the heart of San Jose, California stands one of America's strangest mansions, the Winchester Mystery House. It's a sprawling 160-room labyrinth built by Sarah Winchester, heiress to the Winchester rifle fortune. But why is this so bizarre? The house has staircases that lead to ceilings, doors that open to brick walls, and hallways that go in circles. Legend says Sarah was haunted by the ghosts of those killed by Winchester rifles, and the only way to escape their wrath was to keep building nonstop. Construction went on 24 hours a day for nearly 38 years. No blueprint, no master plan, just rooms added to confuse the spirits she believed were stalking her. Creepy? Absolutely. Visitors report cold spots, whispers, and shadows darting across rooms, and the unsettling silence in some corners of the house feels anything but peaceful. Is it haunted or just a product of grief and paranoia? One thing's for sure, the Winchester Mystery House is a monument to madness, and it's unlike any place you've ever seen. Number 2. Eastern State Penitentiary. In the heart of Philadelphia stands a crumbling fortress of fear, Eastern State Penitentiary. Opened in 1829, it was the first true penitentiary in the United States designed to inspire regret through complete isolation. Inmates were kept in solitary confinement wearing hoods when moved, forbidden to speak, a system so harsh it was eventually abandoned. What makes it weird? The design. A hub and spoke layout that looks like a wagon wheel from above. Tiny skylights called Eyes of God shone down on prisoners as a reminder that a higher power was always watching. And the creepy factor? Through its cold, decaying halls echo stories of ghosts, phantom whispers, and shadowy figures. Visitors report being touched, hearing footsteps, and seeing doors slam with no one there. Even famed gangster Al Capone claimed to be haunted during his time in Cell Block 8. Now museum is a chilling walk through America's dark past. Eastern State isn't just historic, it's haunted. Number 3. Villisca Axe Murder House, a home frozen in fear. In the quiet town of Villisca, Iowa, one of the most gruesome unsolved murders in American history took place. On the night of June 9, 1912, 8 people, including 6 children, were brutally murdered in their sleep with an axe. The victim, Josiah and Sarah Moore, their 4 children, and 2 young girls were overnight guests. The killer crept through the house, one room at a time, using the blunt end of an axe to bludgeon each victim, then bizarrely covered their faces with cloth. Mirrors were also covered. A bowl of bloody water and a plate of uneaten food were left in the kitchen. No valuables were taken. No one was ever arrested. Over a century later, the house remains just as it was and is now open for tours. Visitors report disembodied voices, phantom footsteps, and even feelings of being watched or touched. Is it haunted? Many say yes. But one thing's for sure, the horror of that night in 1912 still echoes through the walls of the Villisca Axe Murder House. Number 4. The Clown Motel, America's creepiest check-in. Off a lonely highway in Tonopah, Nevada stands one of the strangest and creepiest motels in America, the Clown Motel. From the moment you pull up, you're greeted by dozens of giant clown figures, smiling, staring, some of them with teeth too sharp to ignore. Inside, over 2,000 clown dolls, masks, and portraits fill the lobby and rooms. Their glassy eyes follow you everywhere. But what's really up with the creep factor is right next to a century-old cemetery filled with miners and plague victims. Guests report phantom footsteps, doors creaking open, and even clowns that seem to move on their own. The owner says it's all in good fun, but for some, the air feels heavy, as if laughter once echoed there, and now something darker has taken its place. Love clowns? Great. Fear them? Good luck sleeping. Welcome to the Clown Motel, where nightmares check in, but they don't always check out. Number 5. The Mutter Museum, Philadelphia's Cabinet of Curiosities. Step into the Mutter Museum in Philadelphia, and you've stepped into the weirdest medical museum in America. Founded in the 1800s, it was meant to educate doctors. Today, it's a haunting, fascinating display of the human body's strangest sides. We're talking skulls stacked floor to ceiling, preserved tumors, conjoined twins in jars, and even Einstein's brain, or at least part of it. One of the creepiest exhibits, the soap lady, a corpse turned waxy from burial chemicals, eerily lifelike over 200 years later. It's weird because it's real. Every organ, bone, and deformity on display was once part of someone's life, and that's what makes it creepy. It blurs the line between science and the macabre. You'll be amazed and maybe a little nauseous. The Mutter Museum. Come curious, leave unsettled. Number 6. The Stanley Hotel, the real life shining. High in the Colorado Rockies sits the Stanley Hotel, a grand historic building with a chilly reputation. Built in 1909, it's beautiful by day and downright haunted by night. In 1974, Stephen King stayed here. He had a nightmare about his son being chased through the halls, and by morning, the idea for The Shining was born. Though the movie was filmed elsewhere, this is the real Overlook Hotel, and fans flock here to feel the fear for themselves. Guests report phantom piano music, laughter in empty hallways, and even apparitions, especially in room 217 where King stayed. Staff talked about ghosts of children running through the halls and the spirit of Flora Stanley, the hotel's co-founder, still playing her piano after death. Is it haunted? Many say yes. One night here and you might be a believer too. The Stanley Hotel, where the line between fiction and fright gets dangerously thin. Number 7. Centralia, Pennsylvania, the town that's still burning. Beneath the cracked streets of Centralia, Pennsylvania, an invisible inferno has been raging since 1962, and it shows no signs of stopping. It started as a mine fire, accidentally igniting an abandoned coal shaft, but the fire spread underground and kept going. Decades later, the ground still smokes, vents sulfur, and even collapses without warning. Once home to over 1,000 residents, Centralia is now near deserted, a ghost town with only a handful of people left. Houses were demolished, roads closed, and the zip code was erased. The highway running through town buckles with heat, with graffiti now covering it like a bizarre post-apocalyptic mural. Why is it creepy? Because the town is dying, but not dead. It feels like the earth itself is warning you to leave. The silence, the steam, and the smell of burning coal give Centralia an atmosphere straight out of a horror movie. And here's the kicker. That fire, it could burn for another 250 years. Number 8. Stoll Cemetery, Stoll, Nevada. Nestled in the quiet town of Stoll, Kansas, lies a cemetery shrouded in legend and lore. Since the 1970s, tales have circulated of Stoll Cemetery being one of the 7 gateways to hell. Locals whisper that the devil himself appears here twice a year, on Halloween and the spring equinox. The adjacent Evangelical Emmanuel Church, built in 1867, stood abandoned for decades before its demolition in 2002. Stories abound of a hidden staircase within the cemetery that descends directly into the underworld, visible only at midnight on specific nights. Legends speak of a witch buried here, said to have had born the devil's child, a deformed offspring that lived briefly and was interred nearby. Some claim the witch's grave is marked by the name Wittich, and that her restless spirit curses those who tread upon her resting place. While many of these tales are rooted in folklore, the cemetery's eerie reputation continues to draw curiosity seekers. However, due to past vandalism and trespassing, authorities now strictly prohibit unauthorized visits, especially during Halloween. Number 9. The Haunted Redmont Hotel, Birmingham, Alabama. Nestled in the heart of downtown Birmingham, the Redmont Hotel is the city's oldest operating hotel and possibly its most haunted. Since opening in 1925, this elegant landmark has collected a chilling collection of ghost stories and unexplained encounters. Guests and staff alike have reported phantom footsteps, doors slamming on their own, and elevators that seem to move with no passengers. Some say it's the spirit of Clifford Stiles, a former owner who still roams the halls of his beloved hotel, especially the penthouse he once called home. Even more eerie, country legend Hank Williams Sr. reportedly spent his final night here before his untimely death. Visitors claim to hear soft guitar strumming and catch glimpses of a shadowy figure in a cowboy hat. And then there's a woman in white who's been spotted floating down the ninth floor hallway only to vanish through closed doors. Number 10. Skinwalker Ranch, the strangest place in America. In the remote Uintah Basin of northeastern Utah lies Skinwalker Ranch, a 512-acre property known as the most mysterious and paranormal hotspots in the world. Locals have whispered for centuries about Navajo skinwalkers, shape-shifting witches said to roam the land, but what's happening here goes beyond legend. From UFO sightings and glowing orbs to cattle mutilations, poltergeist activity, and even time distortions. Skinwalker Ranch is a magnet for the unexplained. Scientists, the military, and private investigators have all studied it, and no one has clear answers. People report invisible forces, sudden illnesses, and tech going haywire. Security is tight, and the government once secretly funded research here because something is happening, but no one knows what. Aliens? Portals? Ancient curses? Whatever the truth is, one thing is certain. Skinwalker Ranch isn't just weird, it's terrifying. Alright guys, that's a wrap for today's video. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. We'd love to hear from you. Share your own experiences or favorite creepy destinations in the comments below. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.